And hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gym Challenge Mid-Season Showdown here. As I can sort of collectibles, my name is Jesus Coronel once again, and once again, it is Joe Matisse here, and we are getting ready for round number 2 of this Mid-Season Challenge, and we have a familiar face here, round 2. We have Brandon Davis on one side, and the other side, we have Peter Frausto.
Yeah, Brandon's got a team that I think not too many people are going to be too surprised by, if they know Brandon. Peter's got a couple, well, one Pokemon anyway, that we don't see a whole lot right now. It's got the Sableye in his team. That's a pretty interesting choice. Sableye gets Prankster, so similar to Tornadus.
And we're the Thunderous right now.
Or Thunder. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, and let's it make its moves, its non-attacking moves first. And he's got some interesting choices on it. Sableye got screen options. Sunny Day is going to help some of those. Well, Chi-Yu anyway. And just looking at the Thunderous to see what that's doing.
Yeah, well, while we do that, we're going to have a look at Brandon's team, which is Armarouge and Didi, Torkoal, Ursaluna, Galarian, Zapdos, and Cresselia. For Peter is Iron Hands, Iron Valiant, Chi-Yu, Sableye, Thunderous Incarnate, and Dragonite. So, I want to say Peter's leaning towards like a balanced setup with both his Prankster mons being the Thunderous and the Sableye respectively, and Brandon's looking for like an aggressive slash Trick Room mode on his side.
Yeah, definitely Peter's mon are pretty fast. He does have extreme speed on Dragonite, but obviously Indeedee is going to make that less useful.
Not only that, Indeedee Psychic Terrain actually puts a hindrance to Sableye and Thunderous. Because priority gets blocked by Psychic Terrain.
Right. Does priority get blocked on the Prankster moves though?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they affect it if they target an opponent.
If they target an opponent, right? Exactly. So the taunt doesn't.
It does.
I mean, the taunt doesn't work.
Light Screen is an example that wouldn't get
exactly.
Work.
Yeah. Sunny Day and Light Screen are okay, but Taunt and Whisper not okay. It'd be interesting to see if Peter can handle the Trick Room with a fairly fast team. And
oh my god, I just looked at Peter's team and I noticed something really funny with the Thunderous and particularly this Dragonite. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we're not going to worry about. Oh, this is going to happen actually. It's going to be Thunderous Dragonite for Peter, and Brandon's going to lead to Cresselia and Zapdos. And there's something really funny that Peter could do with this Thunderous.
Interesting. I'm curious what that is. We'll see. You're gonna have to explain this one to me. I haven't seen these two mon on the field at the same time together.
Well, if you typically know Thunderous from past generations, it's typically known as the most annoying Pokemon to face with a Thunder Wave, Swagger, Taunt, all these type of moves. Like, you got Wild Bolt Storm this generation, but the change to the game has really affected Thunderous in like the most gruesome of ways.
Yeah, Wild Bolt Storm is an interesting move to use outside of rain. I was not a fan of the storms as primary attacking moves. They're not super effective.
I mean, you'll really get Tornadus already.
This is true.
And there it is. The Swagger gonna go ahead and self-target the Dragonite. Gonna give it a +2 attack boost, and will confuse it. So you're probably wondering yourself, why are you swaggering your own Dragonite? Well, it's holding a Person Berry, which will snap it out of its confusion and give it the +2 attack boost immediately.
Yeah, that's great. And since Brandon didn't bring the Indeedee, Dragonite could actually extreme speed, although it didn't.
And that's a Brave Bird, not doing a whole lot of damage to that multi-scale Dragonite, which is going for the Ice Spinner, and that's a lot of damage to Zapdos, and that's a knockout.
Zapdos, yeah. We'll see if Crest is doing its Trick Room today, this turn, or...
Ice Beam and double targets the Dragonite, so unfortunately... Oh, never mind, it actually lives on the Silver Rev. Oh, and that's a freeze on the Ice Beam!
Oh, the Invisible Sash and then the freeze.
And a fun fact, Swagger still would work on the Psychic Terrain because Dragonite's a flying type.
Doesn't touch the terrain, yep. We'll see Ursaluna come in here. Ursaluna with Guts. So its first turn, it doesn't have to do quite as much damage since it's not burned yet.
But it does have a free turn to knock out the Dragonite if it chooses to.
It does. It doesn't have to be very strong to knock out the Dragonite.
Especially at very low HP. But if Dragonite falls out, that is a free Ice Spinner.
It is, yeah. And we got like another Ice Beam coming out here to finish off the Dragonite if it doesn't thaw out. But on the other hand, Thunderous gets to do whatever it wants.
Well, not exactly, because Wobble Sword is only hitting the Cresselia here. Ursaluna is going to play it safe. Go ahead and take a Protect turn here. Dragonite still frozen solid.
Not going to survive then.
Let's see what the Thunderous does here. Got you with a Wild Bolt Storm.
Wild Bolt. Yeah, I was a little curious if it might taunt the Crest, but I guess he's not too worried about Trick Room.
And here it is. It does connect. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage here. It does have a 20% chance to get a Paralysis. Doesn't get it here. And Cresselia does knock out the Dragonite before it gets any more dangerous.
Yeah, Crest is pretty bulky, so it's going to survive a lot. We'll see what Brandon has. Obviously, Brandon's gonna have something, or Peter's gonna have something to take care of the crest. Excuse me.
Yeah, and now he has to stop worrying about the Ursaluna right now because the Flame Orb burned it, which is going to activate the Guts ability, and Iron Hands is going to come out for Peter.
So that's presumably take care of the Ursaluna. It's got, obviously, can fake out. We'll see whether Ursaluna can counter that.
Oh, you are seeing it hover over the Terra Ghost.
Yep, exactly. We'll see whether Peter reads that or not.
Not only that, I don't know what Iron Hands particularly does here, because I don't think Iron Hands has enough damage to knock out Ursaluna, even if it does get a super effective Drain Punch off. Yeah, and that's basically what it is.
It is Terra fighting. He hasn't terra'd yet, has he?
No, he has not terra'd yet. He did just spend the turn to go for the Swagger, and I just noticed another item from this, so... Oh, goodness gracious. And let's see who this Terra is on here. I think this might be... Oh, it's Ursaluna to go, so you are not going to be worried about that the Drain Punch anymore.
And the Fake Out's not going to do much either if that's what Peter locked in. We'll see whether... he's doing on his side.
Oh, fake out into the Ursaluna, which does not affect it because it's a ghost typing. Wobble Storm does now hit the Ursaluna, but cannot paralyze it anymore. Does it get it onto the Cresselia? No, it does not. And a big Headlong Rush is going to come into this Iron Hands and easily take the one-hit knockout.
Yeah, Headlong Rush does quite a lot of damage there. And see what Peter has in his 4th slot there. I'm not seeing a whole lot.
Oh, and the Trickle comes out.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing a whole lot that can deal with that Ursaluna. I mean, Chi-Yu maybe with Dark Pulse, but...
No, the problem just becomes Ursaluna's so slow, and now the Trick Room's up. It can just knock out whatever it wants.
Exactly, yeah. There's not anything slower than Ursaluna in that team for sure.
Iron Valley going to come out, though, for Peter. It is carrying Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, the Shadow Sneak, so we'll see. That at least that can do a decent chunk against the Ghost type.
And the booster energy going to be... special attack stat. So we do know now that the Iron Valley is trained to be a special attacker, but does carry the Shadow Sneak just because his attack stat's pretty respectable.
Yeah, and I love the sprite for the shiny Iron Valley. It's one of the... I don't always love the silver ones. That one, though, is so pretty. Such a nice job with the pink on that one. We'll see. Can't imagine he does anything other than Shadow Sneak here, because otherwise it's not going to survive.
And Ursaluna just going to protect here, knowing that does have a defense drop from the Headlong Rush earlier. Does Thunderous go for the taunt? Oh, wait a minute, no, that's a skill swap into the Cresselia to switch to Levitating Prankster. Give Thunderous a useless ability, and Cresselia gaining a Prankster that it really likes.
Now Cresselia gets to do... What does it have? Do what it has. That
Lunar Blessing is a good choice.
Yeah.
Wildable Storm is going to land, so now... Oh, wait, it might
It's only going to land on the crest, right?
So... Okay, it's going to land on the Cresselia at least. Going to take it a bit lower. Let's see if it gets Paralysis finally. It does, but you have to worry about Prankster because Prankster makes Lunar Blessing a priority move, and that could just heal off everything out of the status conditions. Although, it does weaken Ursaluna's damage output.
Yeah, because if it goes Prankster, then it heals it before it does the damage. Normally, it would go after the Ursaluna and heal it after it's done its damage, and it would burn itself again at the end of the turn. We'll see, and of course, we'll see whether it survives the paralysis.
Well, no Shadow Sneak and no Lunar Blessing comes out from Cresselia. Just going to Ice Beam the Valiant, not going to do a lot of damage, and that's a one-hit knockout with a Facade into the Thunderous.
Yeah, we'll see what Valiant does here, of course.
Moonblast with the booster energy is probably going to knock... I don't know if that crit mattered, but... because there was a booster energy special attack, there was a special defense drop from the Headlong Rush. Ursaluna does go down, but has the damage been done?
Yeah, that seemed like pretty good. We'll see what Brandon has in the back here.
That's Torkoal.
Yeah, we saw Torkoal last round. That did a lot. We'll see. We'll see what it can do this turn.
I think there's only 2 turns left at Trick Room, so the Double Protect is an option for Peter to get out of here with the Iron Valiant doing a respectable amount of damage. We do know that Cresselia doesn't have a way to hit Iron Valiant for super effective damage, but yep, you are going to get the Lunar Blessing off, get rid of the Paralysis before it becomes a win condition for Peter.
Yeah, and might survive a Moonblast now.
Oh, nope, never mind. It's going to get an Eruption off. I think that's game 1 done, and it is.
Yeah, no Shadow Sneak that time. Not sure that Shadow Sneak would have done enough anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have.
But yeah, we'll have to see whether Peter has an answer for this in game 2. I think we didn't even see Armorer's Renditi that game. Do you think Brandon's likely to bring it this time, or
he could try to throw off Peter, but if Ursaluna worked the first time, It definitely would have been great, and he definitely now knows about Peter's swagger strategy.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's definitely, I feel like the Brandon's game there was good enough that he might well be able to just say, you know what, I won this game 1, let's see if you can figure out a way to beat it game 2.
And this is another thing I failed to mention in the game, and that's because if you don't know, swagger used to be 100% accuracy up until Generation 7, the Sun and Moon era, which it became 85 accuracy. So there is a chance swagger just doesn't work on your ally.
Did not know that.
Yeah, there's a reason you don't see swagger nowadays.
Very curious to see if we can see Sableye in this game. We didn't see him last time.
Yeah, you just gotta be in contention for the win. Peter definitely has the potential to do it. It's just, I think another point to mention is that Brandon's Cresselia stayed on the field for so long, and it just did whatever it could. And ultimately, at the point where you went for the skill swap to take the Prankster away from Thunderous, that was when you know, oh, you should have probably knocked the Cresselia long ago, because now you pretty much let it just do what it wanted.
So do you think he took the Prankster away because he wanted to do priority Lunar Blessing, or do you think he took the Prankster away because he wanted to make sure he didn't taunt the Ursula?
I think he took away the Prankster to make sure that Thunder just couldn't, go for a potential taunt onto the Cresselia for a later turn. Because if you go taunt, you cannot go for any of your moves. You're locked into using Ice Beam as your only attack.
Although Ice Beam did a lot there, actually, right? It took care of the big threat with the Dragonite. Not the worst move. Let's see what we get in game 2. We're just about to see. And
yeah, I have to wonder what the lead's here. I wonder if Peter goes the same Dragonite Thunderous lead here, or we go something else here. Nope, we're just gonna stay with the Thunderous Dragonite. So, and it's gonna be indeed the Armor Rouge.
Yeah,
so there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is you can still swagger your own Dragonite. The bad news is you cannot go for Thunder Wave or taunt on any of Brandon's Pokemon.
Yeah, and we're gonna see. Looks like Indeedee is going to.
Wild Storm is an option though, because it's not priority, and that is a way to paralyze both your opponent's Pokemon.
That does help, yeah.
But I wonder if this is a swagger turn, because looking at this Dragonite's moveset, Ice Spinner can get rid of the terrain.
True, yeah. Ice Spinner definitely would be what I'd lock in with the Dragonite here. Especially with the Terra Normal, because then you can Extreme Speed after that, but you can't when Indeedee's out. And it looks like Brandon is aware of that, so he took out Indeedee to preserve the ability to bring that terrain back if he wants to.
Now Torkoal comes in here, gonna bring the Sunlight here. Dragonite just gonna protect.
Okay.
So
you can't swagger.
No, but you can go for Wild Bolt Storm, which is the option. It does double connect. Thankfully, it does have to Torkoal, almost have to Armor Rouge. Any paralysis on the Armor Rouge.
Oh, we'll see if it gets the Trick Room off or not.
Let's see, indeed, and Trick Room does go up, and now Thunderous wishes it didn't paralyze the Armor Rouge, now its speed is halved.
Yeah, still has a chance not being able to attack, and of course, Torkoal's not going to be doing too many eruptions, or going to be seeing heat waves here. But since we still have the Psychic Terrain, we didn't get Ice Spinner, that means our Armor Rouge gets to pretty safely do Expanding Force. With the Psychic Terrain hitting both opponents. Ice Spinner can turn it off afterward. But first turn, it's going to hit the both, and it hits really hard.
It does indeed. Dragonite tried to go for an Extreme Speed, but you remembered it's a Psychic Terrain in play. And there's the Swagger into the Dragonite, so maybe that was a potential setup for the next turn, but I would have loved seeing Ice Spinner there.
Yeah, and unfortunately the timing on that, is going to be challenging. We'll see whether things even survive that long, although the Dragonite's not too sad about either of these moves, but they're both pretty powerful.
Yeah, and not only that, multi-scale's gone for Dragonite after the Heat Wave. Thunder is gonna munch on its Citrus Berry to get a bit of health back, but it may not matter against this Armor Rouge, and it does get the Expanding Force off. There is no paralysis to be seen. Dragonite does survive though.
Yeah, it survives. Still can't Extreme Speed, of course, but now it can do Ice Spinner.
If it can even move, because the Trick Room is still active.
Yeah, if it gets a chance, we'll see. Probably Heat Wave is enough, if it hits, of course, to finish it. It does more damage this turn than it did last turn. Let's see what Peter brings in here.
Chi-Yu going to be coming in here. That would have been nice to deal with that Expanding Force, but that also just left Dragonite in really danger position.
Yeah, Chi-Yu is one of the reasons why Expanding Force usage dropped off quite a lot in the regulation D&E, right? Because it's Dark type, Expanding Force doesn't hit it. But is it enough really worry them. I don't know.
Heat Wave gonna come out. Will knock the Dragonite. Chi-Yu takes a decent amount of damage, and looking at this Armarouge, you can only go for Armor Cannon, and it is gonna be able to connect it with the Sun and the Life Orb.
Yeah, we'll see if it does enough. Chi's not the weakest Pokemon.
Oh,
not strong enough.
No, it is not. Armarouge's defenses will fall, but Peter once again staring down a 4-on-1 situation.
Yeah, we don't even know what the fourth mon is here, I don't think.
No, we do not. Armarouge is going to take more Life Orb recoil damage, and let me point this out to you, it's not been paralyzed once in 3 turns.
Yeah, that's what is that, a 1 in 3 chance of?
It's a 20% chance to get paralyzed.
Chance. All right, well,
and
reasonable.
The last one was Iron Valiant. You cannot Shadow Sneak here. The booster energy special attack is nice, but once again, you're staring down a Torkoal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess out of the 6 Pokemon on Peter's team, if you had to 1v4, probably Valiant's the one, but I don't know if Moonblast or Moonblast is going to be enough to take care of any of this.
And here is the Terra for Brandon for the Torkoal, trying to get a bit more damage on this Eruption he's going for.
Ooh, Eruption with a few hit points.
He wants to guarantee the damage because Heat Wave does have a chance to miss here. Oh, Iron Valiant just protecting here. I wonder... Wait, there should be 2 turns left to attack a terrain if he's protecting it, if that's the case. You know, double protect could get you out of the situation, but remember, there's an Indeedee in the back.
Right, yeah, and since Brandon switched out the Indeedee turn 1, he can switch it back in if he wants to bring that terrain back up.
Yeah, and that's with another turn where Armarouge does not get paralyzed here, trying to go for another Expanding Force. This Torkoal still has guaranteed gain with the Eruption potentially. Although I don't know if it does enough damage at half health with Sun and Charcoal.
Yeah, we don't have the Crest this turn, so Crest isn't there to Lunar Blessing to heal the Torkoal, but still some damage here between the Terra and everything else.
And how much damage will we be doing exactly? Oh. It's a one-hit knockout. Brandon Davis with a quick and dominant 2-0 victory in round number 2.
Torkoal says, you know what, I don't care if I'm damaged. I can still blow up. No problem.
Yes, he can. I don't know. I love the fact that Peter tried to make the Thunderous Swagger strategy work. I mean, he throws also an Iron Hands with a Lumberry to make that essentially Iron Hands really dangerous, but there is a trade-off when you do Swagger, and that's if your Pokemon that's using Swagger doesn't get a chance to do your attack, you kind of just having a Thunderous that's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, you sort of lost a lot there between the Dragonite not really ever going to actually do anything. What I'm really curious about with Brandon is, does he have his Iron Crown built yet? What do you think?
Oh, I would think so. You know, Iron Crown is a Pokemon we're going to see in Regulation F once we get to that point. But right now, we've seen Armarouge dominate once again, fought for auto paralysis, and we are going to be taking another break here for round number 3 upcoming. We'll be right back, and hopefully we don't see another Armarouge.
Hopefully not.